This is today's reading of the Vermilion Valley Vineyard devotional book, Walking with Jesus.
This is Curtis Hunt, and here is my devotional. It is found in John 13, and let me read it to you. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God, so he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet, their whole body is clean. And you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. I am not referring to all of you, I know those I have chosen. But this is to fulfill this passage of Scripture, he who shared my bread has turned against me. I am telling you now before it happens, so that when it does happen you will believe that I am who I am. Very truly, I tell you, whoever accepts anyone I send accepts me, and whoever accepts me accepts the one who sent me." Our dog, Maggie, came into this world with humble beginnings. She was just another mixed breed puppy and was put up for adoption. She was alone in the world. Our role became that as a rescuer when we adopted her. We connected with her and she became part of our family in so many ways. She defined her role in our lives by always alerting us whenever someone drove into our driveway. For 10 years, she was the first one to the front door to greet our guests, even though the purpose of their visits were to see another member of our family. Yet, she never relaxed her duties and she never gave up her reaching out to greet arriving guests. When we would return from a trip to town, we would unlock the garage service door leading into the kitchen. Our practice would be to turn the knob and open it ever so slightly. Then a black nose would insert itself between the door and the frame. The black nose would open the door fully and we would be greeted by the welcoming committee of one that was so glad to see our return. Every single time. She would stand on the threshold 2 steps higher than us with tail wagging, expressing her joy at seeing our return, and I do believe there was a smile on her face. Our entry back into the house was always delayed, no matter how urgently nature might be calling us, as we shared greetings with this special member of our family. She was just there with her forever positive and unending love for us. We relished in it, often without conscious awareness of it. Maggie humbled herself in the midst of others and shared her love unconditionally with everyone she met. She assumed the role of servant to us, not only to alert us when someone was arriving but also greeting us with loving enthusiasm when we returned. She was a social creature and was quite content as long as she could be in the same space and share her love with us. In the story in John, Jesus humbles himself as he greets the disciples and washes their feet upon their arrival. Jesus shows his love for others, in this case the disciples, by serving their needs. Jesus goes on to encourage them to pass it forward by reaching out to others in the same manner that he has demonstrated for them. During this season, we intensify our focus on others and how we can share our love more deeply with them. Our challenge might be that some people may be hard to love. When we reach out and open our hearts, we increase our ability to share the burdens that our neighbors carry. Nevertheless, we share and reach out to others and allow Christ to work through us.